What's going on, y'all? Back again with the first video after our introduction. This video is titled Knowing Your Worth, and I just want to go over how men in America, particularly black men, have been undervalued and unappreciated for what it is that we do and have done. And I think a lot of that has to do with the way society depicts not only black men, but men as well. But in particular, black men. We're often only seen as one of two things to be capable of achieving. And that's either a professional athlete or some sort of entertainer, whether it be a rapper or singer, whatever. And we are so much more than that. I was talking with my counterpart and just looking at over the history of time, like we've done a lot in this country alone, let alone our history that was erased or that we don't know from Africa. So with that being said, I think a lot of why we don't value ourselves and respect ourselves and have the confidence that our counterparts, the opposite sex, has, is because of social engineering and the media. Oftentimes you see in the media or on TV shows or movies and in commercials and stuff like that, where the man is more importantly is mostly white men, is depicted as this buffoon, this idiot who can't seem to get anything right without the help of a woman, right? And that's not true. Mainly because throughout the course of history, in every nation, in every culture, men have been the builders, the providers, the protectors, the cultivators, the developers. Not saying that women have not contributed to the success of each country, because they have, but overwhelmingly the majority has been done by men. And in today's society, we are so disembarked and cast aside to where anything that we do achieve, it's through the help of a woman, or it's because we've had the help of a woman, and that's not the case. So what do I mean when I say know your worth? Knowing your worth is knowing that you as a man have the capability and the potential to be great, and that you should respect yourself enough to not let people run over you or disrespect you or tell you that you are less than or even depict you as such. And it's your job to prove them wrong. It's your job not so much for them, but to prove it to yourself. Because people are going to treat you the way that you allow them to. We know this. So if you don't respect yourself, you don't value yourself, no one else will. And this brings me to two events that happened in the past month that really bothered me. I'm not going to say disturbed, but they bothered me because I often see this happen a lot. And these two events involved women. So the first one, I was at the state fair here in Alaska with my family, and we were walking towards one of the food stands, and I saw a group of teenagers. Maybe they were young adults, maybe in college, but they looked pretty young, maybe in their early 20s, late teens, whatever. So I saw them all standing together, and It was about four males, one female. Anytime I see a group of guys and one female, I know she's there for the attention. So that's red flag number one. So what I saw was the girl had an ice cream popsicle. It was in the shape of like a cylindrical shape. Also, if you can just use your imagination, the size, the shape of a penis. Not exactly, but you get what I'm saying. So she has this ice cream in her hand, and she places it in the face of one guy, and like feeding it to him, and he takes a bite out of it. Right? She then takes that same ice cream that the other guy just bit off of, puts it in the face of another guy. He hesitates for maybe 2 or 3 seconds, but he takes a bite out of it. So I say to myself, what kind of power does this chick have over these guys to where she feels comfortable enough to put something in the face of these boys, these young men, and have them basically eating out of her hands and off of each other? And this is why I tell you, know your worth, value yourself, respect yourself. Have enough respect for yourself to where if anything like that were to happen, or something similar, you would either tell the chick just straight up, no, I'm not doing it, just directly. If you're the type of person that, you gotta go to the extreme and, hey, whatever, just let her know I'm not standing for this type of shit. If you feel like you gotta slap it out of her hand and, cause a scene, I wouldn't recommend that. But if that's the only way she can get the point across, let her know. Because if she can get away with that, what else can she get away with? And if you don't value and respect yourself enough to tell her this is not acceptable, she's going to continue to do shit like that. And not just her, but anyone. So the second event was at the PX. I was with my family again, but this time I was alone with my son. We were exiting the PX, and I saw this couple, and I use that term loosely because, for one, the chick was bad, and I mean she was bad. Like, she had a nice body, Hispanic chick, real young, nice pretty face, nice hair. And I'm looking at the guy she's with. Not saying that he didn't have enough game to pull her, but what I'm about to tell you led me to believe that he was with her, but she wasn't with him, if you understand what I'm saying. So, we're leaving the PX, and my son, he's 4 years old, and he's often just oblivious to his surroundings. And they're walking out, and we're coming like perpendicular to them. So we're crossing their path, and he's just walking in their way. So I'll tell him, hey, slow down, let them pass. So they stop, and they let us pass. So I'm like, okay, whatever, we'll just walk. So I walk at a pretty brisk pace, even with my son, and he's got to pick up a little double time, pick his legs up a little bit, but he enjoys it. So I see her walking at pretty much the same pace as me, ahead of the guy that she's with. If they're together, you would want to be seen together. Am I right or wrong? So not only that, but I see this guy, he's holding what I assume was her shopping bags. And I only say that because the plastic bags, that you can see through them. I see like pink items, pink clothing, and I'm pretty sure it's just not for him. So he's carrying her bags. She's not walking with him. She's walking at least 3 to 4 paces ahead of him. And, he's just kind of trailing behind her. So I'm like, okay. I continue to observe them on the way to my car, and I see him open the door for, being real, what's the word, chivalrous, showing chivalry to her. So in my mind, I'm like, this is not the guy she's sleeping with. This is the guy that doesn't respect himself. This is the guy that doesn't value himself. And she knows that. So, this is the guy that she wants, that she can use to get free stuff. Those chicks that, they call you up to go out to eat to get those free meals. They don't have to spend any money. They don't have to do anything but, use your hard-earned money for their pleasure. And at the end of the day, not give you anything in return. Because why? You don't value yourself. You don't respect yourself. It's your job as men to do that. You have to show them why they should respect you, why they should value you. And if they don't, cut them loose. Because they are not the only one. This is not the only woman that's going to be around. She may be good looking. She may be everything you ever dreamed of as far as physical attraction goes. But her personality should be enough to tell you that this is not who you want to be with. This is not someone that you want to be with, because they don't value you. They don't respect you. So first, you need to value and respect yourself. And that is knowing your worth. Are you worth the respect? Are you worth her showing enough respect for you to where when another man comes by, or if you're seen out in public, she wants to be seen with you? Of course you are. You have to know that. You have to embrace that and exude that behavior. So I just want to talk about that. Those two events, those two scenarios that happened. And you guys, man, I want y'all to really take heed to what I'm saying, because I feel like a lot of young men don't have that confidence. And oftentimes we get in situations to where our hand is forced at the last minute to really show who we are, and by that time it's too late. By that time it's too late for us to try to show our dominance and our self-esteem and our confidence when it should have already been done from the beginning. So take heed to what I'm saying and really know who you are. If you don't have confidence, take the steps that you need. And we'll talk about this later in videos, how to build confidence and how to build self-esteem and things you should quit doing in order to build your self-esteem. Because, like I said, society tells us, the media, social media, TV, movies, all of that is brainwashing us to get us to believe that we are just worthless as men. And that's not the case. So be on the lookout for more content, and see you guys in the next video.